Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and hello if you are new. So the title of today's video is very purposeful, and I've been away. I've taken a little, maybe like a 2-week break from filming and uploading, as I really wanted to consider how I do this video and how I address this. So I suppose if you're watching, please do continue to watch, please do subscribe also, and let's just take this journey together. I know you've probably come here under the guise that I'm going to be addressing quite a controversial topic, and this is definitely the first of its kind on my channel, but it certainly isn't the last. So if you have been watching the news for the past few days, weeks, you will have seen that there has been a lot going on in the way of activism, protesting, and a general mass awareness of the Black Lives Matter movement. As a black woman living in the Western world, this is a topic that is so important for me to cover off on my channel and to speak to you guys about. The Black Lives Matter movement has been born of an issue that is not new. Racism, discrimination, and prejudice is something that has absolutely been faced by black people for centuries. And it's something that, as a black person living in a predominantly white country, it is something that I'm extremely aware of, and it's something that has played a role in all aspects of my life, whether it be my career, my personal and social life, my mindset, and how I go about my day to day. So it's not new. The Black Lives Matter movement is not a trend. It is merely a vehicle for speaking up against the injustices faced by black people. Most recently, following the murder of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, to name a few, Breonna Taylor, there's been quite a lot of activity in the media, but that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of the issue at hand, and that issue is absolutely racism. And whether that is systematic racism within the justice system, within the way that police handle black people, within the workplace and the corporate world, racism is not going to be something that we are able to solve or address overnight. So I wanted to make this video because I wanted to use my platform to bring awareness to the fact that this is something that doesn't just affect people that you hear about in the news, or people that live in another country. This affects probably every black person that you know or that you've come across in some way, shape or form. And I want to use my channel as a means for, as always, educating people, sharing useful and helpful content, and opening up the conversation, because I think once we move on from the awareness of the fact that this happens and is still happening to this day, then we need to be able to have a healthy and open and good, honest discussion about it. And I think to be able to have an honest discussion about it, I think we will need to challenge our thinking. We need to build up some knowledge on the origins of this issue, and on ways in which the world has been set up to almost work against particular groups of people. So I just wanted to cover that off. I also wanted to address the issue of Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter. It's not necessarily something that I wanted to really talk about because I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but because I am so cognizant of the fact that sometimes people say things and they don't understand the ramifications of them. So the Black Lives Matter movement is not to say, or it's not been put in place to diminish the importance of other lives for other races. As I said in the beginning of the video, it is a vehicle to raise awareness and to start about, or to set about, breaking down the barriers and the negative societal issues that racism creates for Black people. So, you know, I've seen a lot of people online saying maybe it should be Black Lives Matter too, or maybe it should be something else, or do you know what I mean? I mean, we can go back and forth, but Black Lives Matter does not mean all other lives don't matter. It just simply means that Black lives matter, and to me anyway, if they don't matter, and if we don't, you know, protest, and we don't make a stand against the injustices that Black people face, then it's only a matter of time before other groups of people become marginalized and continue to be discriminated against. Like, where there is injustice for one group, injustice will follow for another group. And so if Black lives don't matter, then it creates an issue for other lives. So nobody is putting it on a pedestal. Nobody is saying that one group of lives is more important than another. We're just saying that in this particular instance, and based on, you know, the smidgen of information that you've seen in the news, Black lives absolutely do matter, because Black lives are those at stake. I think that we absolutely should continue to talk about these types of things, but I think that it's probably worthwhile sharing some useful resources and some places that you guys can go to get educated. And this is whether you're Black, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, you know, whether you're from any other background or identify with any other sort of cultural background. This is for us all to educate ourselves. I'll be honest with you, even as a Black woman myself, there are parts of our history that I'm not 100% clued up on, because it's not something we were taught in school, and it's not something that was readily available to me. You know, we kind of, I guess if you're familiar with the way in which, you know, world history has worked, there are certain elements of, you know, African history that have been, you know, completely covered up and not made readily available. So I've been doing a lot of researching, I've been doing a lot of reading and watching, and I thought that, you know, I have a platform of over 43,000 people. If I'm educating myself, I want to educate you guys as well, so that we can, next step, go on to have intelligent and healthy conversations about how we break down some of these negative and really, you know, unproductive ways of thinking and living and treating people. So with that being said, I have linked in the description box a few videos that you can go and watch if you don't necessarily have the money or, you know, the funds to donate to some of the causes. I've also linked below some of the petitions that you can sign, some of the, you know, funds that are very much active and that are accepting donations, UK and US. I've also linked below some videos that I think are good places to start in terms of your education around, you know, Black history, African history. And then there will be a new episode every day on my podcast, which is available on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and a number of other podcast streaming platforms. So by all means, the first 2 episodes will be live by the time you see this video. So the first one is with a Black-owned clothing brand. The second episode is about Black history, and it's kind of like a re-education piece. It will probably mention some of the resources that I've got linked down below, so that's a really good one, and then more will follow as the week goes on. Thank you so much for watching this video. I've also already donated to a few of the causes myself, but what I will be doing is taking the AdSense that I make on this video on a monthly basis and picking one of the funds from the below list to donate that money to. So by all means, please do watch the video through, let the ads play, and that way, you know, you can do your bit to support the cause. It's a heavy topic, but it's absolutely something that we should be talking about, and I have chosen to use my platform, particularly my podcast, to do so. So I hope I have your support in that. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's been a little bit of a break since I uploaded a video, but I am back and I have a new schedule. You'll be seeing a whole lot more of me, and I'll explain why in my next video, which you guys will see on Thursday. So that's Thursday at 7 p.m. So you'll get a video from me today, obviously, Thursday, and then Sunday as well. And then that will be my schedule until further notice. Lots of exciting news to share with you guys, but I don't want to steal the focus of this really important topic. It's not just important to me, it's important to probably a good chunk of the people that you may come across in your everyday life. So let's all take some time to reflect, to learn, to educate ourselves, so that we can have constructive and productive and forward-moving conversations about how we abolish racial discrimination. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't already for more content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.